A nun walks into a bar, orders some jazz music, and starts grabbing drunk guys by the ear to kick them out of their seats. But you'd never guess that this nun is actually a nightclub singer on the run for her life. Dolores works at a nightclub and was planning to quit when she accidentally witnessed her boss gunning down one of his men. She thought she could slip away unnoticed, but as she turned the corner, she overheard the others planning to clean up loose ends. She bolted immediately, crawled out of the sewers onto the street, hailed a cab, and headed straight for the police station. The cops told her that while her boss was their prime suspect, they didn't have enough evidence to nail him. Dolores was their key witness. If she'd testify in court, they could arrange a safe place for her to lay low. So the police stashed her in a convent where she'd have to pose as a nun for 2 full months. Dolores was not happy about this arrangement, but the detective reminded her that her boss had put a $100,000 bounty on her head, and nowhere was safer than the convent. The Mother Superior wasn't thrilled about taking in this wild-haired nun, but the bishop pointed out that the police department would make a generous donation to the convent, which would solve their ongoing financial troubles. So Dolores put on the habit and was forced into the strict religious lifestyle. The bland food was hard to choke down, and little did she know that her boss had just bumped up the bounty to $1 million. Every day at 5 a.m., Dolores had to get up for choir practice, but the choir sounded terrible and only drew a handful of people to their performances. The church was on the verge of shutting down. Dolores immediately spotted the problem: they lacked professional guidance. But she didn't want to sing there, she just wanted to keep her head down and survive the hit on her life. She pretended she couldn't sing, but one of the nuns figured out she used to be a nightclub performer. Everyone got excited, and she began officially training the nuns, adjusting vocal parts, conducting rhythm, and bringing out their potential. Their first revamped performance was a smash hit that drew crowds from the streets into the church. The convent became famous overnight, received tons of donations, and even got invited on TV shows. The police worried that Dolores's cover would be blown, but she insisted this was the convent's big break. She took the nuns out into the streets to do graffiti art and community service, completely breaking down the convent's traditional walls of isolation. Meanwhile, her boss caught wind that the convent was harboring someone and immediately sent his thugs disguised as nuns to infiltrate the place and drag Dolores out by force.